All right, so live on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. That's the great Z.
You're welcome for another winning week in the scores and just giving you a
What a
Monday
job
night.
out of you.
A Monday, me out of us.
Us. And we got back a little. You're on a bender, that real heater right now.
Just
you
about
about a month.
My down weeks are neutralish or just a slight
your
pause.
solid is like 4 or 5 games over.
10-6 this week.
Every
We'll
week. So you're in that 4 and 5, and that's how you stack those big ones.
Look at him. Cutting a real pace.
Holy cow.
Cutting a real pace
right
determination.
here.
Running a business over there. Look at him. Jeez Louise.
We got the jacket buttons.
Yeah, no. That was
wow. He's got running a business.
I walked in with who he's meeting with, who's a great is a luminary in his own right. Of the business world. So he's
that was a lot of big L, a lot of big L,
big L energy. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, there's a lot of them there. Yeah. So nice job on the Monday night.
It was, by the way, for a good portion of that game. It was second screened only for me. We're enjoying Landman season 2 has been a real hoot. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
I've only seen the opening episode. I enjoy it thoroughly, but we're in this stretch of
there's much Christmas.
There's been games. All these games canceled.
Yeah.
So they're being made up.
Okay.
Like NBC's got 3 games this week, normally not, and then so I don't have the time. But anytime I think about
it. NBC become Dawson, by the way, or Pacey from Dawson's Creek? What happened?
You got the Christmas card yesterday.
Yeah, it blew my mind.
Yeah, he popped. Got big.
He looks so much older than he did 6 months ago.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm trying to think of the last time you saw him in person.
No, but I've seen lots of pictures or videos. Yeah, I think he's probably grown like 5. He's going right back. What's he got, a coffee? He's got a cup of Joe?
Beverage. A little cup of Joe. Hey, good to see you.
He's actually going to get him, I think.
Oh, there it is. So he went and got his beverage and then went there. Well, another luminary went in front, so I'm like, there's a lot of luminaries walking around.
They're everywhere.
On an otherwise
cool
everywhere. Tuesday.
But yeah, what a beautiful card.
Oh,
beautiful
thank you.
family.
Yeah, they did nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he's had a big growth spurt.
Boots is coming along.
Well, he was, Do I talk about this or not? Yeah, he got his little history Hank yesterday and his little thing, which was, from what I could tell, kind of they took Willy Wonka meets Night at the Museum.
Okay.
Is kind of what they went with. Was kind of his operation.
That seems like a good operation.
Yeah, he was good. He was not pleased with the top hat that he had to wear. He had to wear a top hat. He wasn't really thrilled about that, but other than that, it was.
I'm sure
it was pretty strong. I'm going to do a little hot take for you.
Give it to me.
My favorite Christmas movie to watch with.
Okay.
I knew you'd like this. With the blonde through really almost 2 decades has been Love Actually. That's our favorite one. That her and I watch. Like, there's a billion you watch with the kids.
So
but
I
the one
call
that her and I like. That's our favorite.
I consider that. So that's always usually the first one we start with because it's a Christmas movie in the sense that it takes place at Christmas.
It's not like Die Hard though. Like there's a lot of Christmas. I mean, it's a nativity scene. There's there's all sorts of it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I call it it's. That's why we kick it off with that. Like that it's Christmas, but it's still a rom-com, but Christmas is there, but it's not like there's no Santa.
There is.
Well, there is Santa, but not like
the
real Santa.
In the sense, yeah. Well, then I don't know if you're going to like this conversation then because I have found that this particular holiday season, I am really gravitating to 4 Christmases.
Dude, I love 4 Christmases.
And I find that and again, I'm still a flipper, and so like last night when we go to halftime, where are we at? And it feels like it's on a loop on like Showtime or something. Yep. It's on all the time, and so I'm popping into it. And every time I pop in, there's something else that's great
because it's great.
It really is great,
it's great.
It's Abe and I watched it last weekend. End of last week, I think her and I watched. You don't need to watch all of it. Like we've seen all of it, but like we'll pop in, and if there's like an hour to go, we'll watch the whole thing.
It's always worth popping,
and it's really great.
First of all, the depth of the cast is incredible.
It really is, and there's these set pieces because you have the
4
specific Christmases, and so wherever you jump in, you're like, oh, then this one's coming next.
Yeah.
It's
just
great.
Think about who's at Duvall's house. You have
got
Duvall, Tim
Favreau.
McGraw, Favreau. You got Kenny's
lady friend from
Eastbound and Down. And then you have a couple of kids who are just
in that. Yeah, she's really crushing it.
Oh,
yeah.
she's great.
She's great.
The Cheese Whiz. And then you go, and now you got at her mom's house.
Yeah,
you got Mary Steenburgen.
Yep.
You got
Dwight Yoakam's involved there.
Dwight Yoakam
throwing just incredible.
Pastor Phil
bringing all he's got. Chenoweth is the sister-in-law.
Yeah,
or the
Chenoweth
sister.
is the sister.
Yeah.
Then you get to her history, which is
incredible. Right.
The bounce house.
All of it. No, it all wins. Yeah,
That's
it really is great.
And then his mom.
Yeah.
It's all.
Well, and then the thing with his mom is you get Sue from Swingers,
yes,
which is a deep cut.
Dating her.
And you never ever see, I've never seen him in anything. And then he showed up in that.
Yeah, and he's dating
randomly. He's dating his mom.
He's dating his buddy's mom. And then who am I forgetting? And his dad.
And then John Voight is her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all great. And it's for the longest time, like Love Actually was my favorite one this time, but I think Four Christmases has passed it.
So
as the most enjoyable for her and I. Like we still have all the ones for the family, the Home Alones and the Elfs and all that stuff, and that still all remains. But in terms of for her and I enjoyment, that one now might be the number one seed.
All right. So I have them broken up into just a couple of genres. So like the big five to me, actually it's big six because this one's actually really good too.
You have 6 categories
or
six?
No.
Okay.
And like just like
give me your categories.
Like real Christmas, like the Christmas movies. These are Christmas movies.
Well, what do you call Vacation?
Christmas movie.
Okay.
That is a full-on Christmas movie.
Okay.
I love it. That's my number one.
Yeah, it's the best one. I mean, that's the
Clark
best
Griswold.
one.
I'm like, if Clark Griswold and Buddy the Elf were a person, that's me.
I don't think that you would ever saw the top off of the banister. I don't think that you would ever have so much.
No,
you're not as rage filled as Clark gets.
No,
but
where
you're
just
cutting down a tree.
what he wants it to be. What he wants it to be.
He was bending it very specifically to what he wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Despite whatever was going up.
But he's the last great family man. He wanted to be.
He was the last great family man,
and that was just for the family.
That's all he wanted. All right.
Christmas Vacation, Elf.
Okay, so I think of that as like a kid's one that we watch. That's like a kid one.
I am a
Vacation.
Kid.
The only thing with Vacation is you have to be careful of the age. There's a couple of spots, but other than that, it's got all of it. Yeah.
Christmas Story, which I know you were late to the party.
I was late to the party on that. Yeah.
The original, The Santa Claus, is an unbelievable.
Is that
movie.
Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
That makes me feel like that's not one your kids' rotation.
It's not one. It's not in the rotation. No, it's definitely not in the rotation.
Have you watched it?
Long time ago. Time ago.
It's got great things for the kids, and it's also
got some of that.
His wit in there. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He is separated from his wife, who is dating Judge Reinhold, who is playing like a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
All right.
And then the little kid Charlie's great. And then you got obviously, like he becomes Santa.
So I know we've seen Fred Claus a lot.
Fred Claus is fine
with Vaughn. This is better than that.
Oh my God! Not even in the same.
All right.
There's real magic.
I think I've seen it a couple of times. I don't know.
There's real magic in the Santa Claus
that I'm familiar enough.
And then you got Home Alone, and then I would say that of the two newer ones, and I mean like in the last 5-10 years.
Okay.
Christmas Chronicles.
Yeah.
Is excellent.
Yeah, that's always on the list.
And then Klaus. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's the cartoon. Oh, dude, that one will get your emotions going.
Oh, look at this!
It's incredible.
One, huh?
Yep. It's basically Santa's origin story.
Oh, look at that!
It's awesome.
Okay.
Really good. Highly recommend.
Oh, I like that. I like a crisp 97-minute runtime.
Oh, it's crisp, and there's not a lot. Great. Like if you look at the cast, the voice actors are.
Oh, you got some real luminaries.
Cusacks in there.
Yeah.
Joan.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Is the main guy Schwartz? Is it Schwartzman?
Schwartzman's the main. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
Rashida Jones.
Norm Macdonald.
Normie Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, real solid.
Oh, we have no point of reference on that.
Oh, that would be.
We'll break that one up.
Yeah, that's a good one. It'll get kids. And then you have to me kind of like the rom-coms that I really like, which would be Love Actually, Four Christmases, and The Holiday.
Holiday's pretty decent.
Love
too.
The Holiday.
Yeah. Office Christmas Party's fun. You put
so
me
that's
onto
in
that one
my
a few years ago.
Office Christmas Party and The Night Before are in my just like
This is fun.
Bedlam. These are very fun Christmas movies. Have you ever seen The Night Before?
I don't know. I'm thinking I haven't.
So The Night Before, you got Rogan. You've got the guy who has gone on to become Captain America, Anthony Mackie, I think is his name.
Okay. Yep.
Right?
Anthony Mackie and Joe Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, you got Gordon-Levitt. And it's like the three of them trying to they'd always hung out the night before Christmas and they're trying to recapture it and go to this crazy party, the Nutcracker Ball or something like that, and chaos and comedy ensue.
Okay. That's a solid one.
It's a solid one. That's a solid one.
All right. I got my notes.
And then I would also put in this one because it doesn't fit. It's not a rom-com, or it's definitely not a rom-com, and it's not this, but Bill Murray and Scrooge is still.
Yeah, that one's great.
And Bad Santa's good if you want to just watch something that is just
There's
vile.
There's a lot of good ones out there.
It's Billy Bob.
Yeah.
Billy Bob, by the way, love him.
Sure.
Well, I don't know what he's trying to do with dude, you're old. We know it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But with the hair dye and the hats, and he's trying to look like he's dressing like he's kind of like a rebellious teenager.
Do you mean like when he's him or in Landman?
Not in Landman. In Landman, he knows who he is. In these, there's some cellular commercials that he's doing right now, and I'm like,
what is going on?
What are you doing, Billy Bob?
How about they got Sam Elliott being his dad?
Okay.
What's the age difference on that?
First of all,
12 years?
Sam Elliott is doing a big time Pedro.
Is he really?
Oh, it's a full.
If I want to know what the yoke's like,
it's full throttle, unhinged Pedro. Just the gruffness, the mustache. All right, I'm curious now that you brought that up. I didn't really think about
Billy
that.
Bob Thornton is 70.
And Sam Elliott's 81.
I thought 12
he's
years
70?
at most. He's 70.
Okay, those cell phone commercials are absurd then.
He is 70 years old.
Sam Elliott looks like he should be his dad, so kudos to Billy Bob Thornton. Billy Bob Thornton looks like he's 50, and Sam Elliott looks like he's very much 80.
He's 70.
Those cell phone ads are absurd then. They're completely, they're farcical. So Sam Elliott is excellent, and he's doing definite Pedro vibes. And then Andy Garcia is.
I don't understand why he didn't become bigger.
He is.
Because he was
phenomenal.
Massive in the late 80s, early 90s. He's in Godfather 3, all sorts of great stuff around there, and he really is the best part of Godfather 3. And then he's in The Untouchables and a massive part in The Untouchables, and never really happened. Never did. But he's great in everything. He's awesome in the Oceans movies. Every time he's into something, I'm for it. He's win.
He is fantastic in this.
You remember you've seen Tombstone, right?
Of course.
Okay. You know the guy who Wyatt Earp slaps around playing poker, and he goes, "It's like I'm sitting here playing cards with my brother's kids."
Yeah.
It's like a fat redhead dude.
That's Billy Bob Thornton.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That's a heck of a transformation there.
Am I wrong?
No,
he's not. He's like a fat redhead.
I mean, he looks. Honestly,
it's him.
He looks like a young Billy Bob Thornton to me. I
mean,
you can see it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But
I don't know if he's a redhead.
That was the same.
I don't think he's a redhead.
I swore that he was.
He's got a hat on. He's got a brown beard.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I use that line all the time. It's like I'm sitting here playing cards with my brother's kids. It's great. It's such a great line.
It is a great line.
On Monday night or last night, I'm glad we got now I got some notes. We've already done more than I was hopeful. I mean, we've accomplished things here. I got notes of movies that we're going to see. Monday Night Football last night, this Pittsburgh team's going to win this division.
Yes.
I saw people talking about I'll candidly admit it, I'm dead wrong. I thought Baltimore would do it. I assumed that Lamar would get back to what he was despite their slow start. They just never did. And when you look at Baltimore's schedule going forward, these two teams play the final game of the regular season. And I saw a lot of folks saying, well, buckle in. This is going to be flexed into Sunday night. I don't know that Baltimore can get there. Pittsburgh's got a game lead. They do have Detroit this week. Baltimore goes, I want to say, New England, Buffalo, Pittsburgh.
Here we go.
New England, Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
New England, Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
Home New England, at Green Bay, at Steelers.
At Steelers. And then the Steelers have the Lions, us, Ravens. And they have a one-game lead. So we could do the Ravens a favor.
If anybody can screw it up, it would be the Pukers.
No,
With Rodgers, maybe he takes the blue pill instead of the red pill.
Well, I swear they're still going to end up. I mean, they're not going to have a losing. I mean,
if the Ravens beat the Steelers, okay,
that is totally setting up for Week 18 Sunday night, winning in, loser out.
So let's just say that if they're down a game going into that game, so they hold, like, they both win, go 1-1, let's call it the next two.
Okay.
I don't know that they can win the division anyway.
What's the tiebreak?
They will have the worst.
Is it division record first?
Yeah, they will have. So
worse.
They would be 4-2, and the Steelers would be 4-2, assuming that if the Steelers go 1-1 in the two division games, which means that they beat us
and lose
to Baltimore,
they both would be 4-2.
Both would be 4-2. Does then head-to-head they be 1-1?
Head-to-head 1-1. Is it conference record?
If it's conference record, the Steelers will be better.
The Steelers, because they're 5-5,
and the Steelers are 7-3, right?
Yeah.
So it feels to me like.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, we need to figure out what the.
So that is worth monitoring. That part of it. I don't know how far down in the tiebreak you have to get to a point where that game can matter. But there's a couple of them that are also. I mean, some of these division races, and I know we'll go around the league in one thought, but like Buffalo's a game back in New England. You think about in the NFC South, where you have Tampa Bay and Carolina both at 7-7. Folks, the NFC West with a massive game on Thursday with Rams and Seahawks.
Yep.
They're both 11-3. San Francisco quietly sneaking around 10-4 with 3 to go.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these division races, the NFC North, the Bears are 10-4. The Packers are 9-4-1. Detroit's probably out of it at this point.
One loss drops you 5 or 6 spots.
That happened with Chicago, right?
Yeah.
They were the 1 seed, then they lost to Chicago. They're the 7. They beat us. Now they're the 2.
Yeah.
Real quick, here it is. Divisional tiebreaker. So head-to-head would be split. Then it's divisional record, which would end up the same. Now, if the Steelers lost to us, if they won the other game but lost to us and then lost to the Ravens would win on the divisional tiebreaker.
So if Pittsburgh beat Detroit this weekend but lost to us, then they would go. Then Baltimore
and
with
lost
the win,
to Baltimore.
They would go.
Yeah, because that would give them 3 division losses.
Yeah.
And Baltimore would have 2. Then it says the next tiebreaker is actually common games. Best one-loss tied percentage in games played against a common opponent. So they would have
They'd have several of those.
Many common opponents.
Yeah.
And then it goes to conference record.
Jeez. Yeah.
The Steelers beat. That's going to be a huge game for them against us.
For Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Must win.
Yeah.
Be less must win if they beat Detroit this weekend. That'd give them, a little bit of a bigger spot. But, New England can't mess around and lose to Baltimore, or else Buffalo will catch them.
Yep.
So New England goes Baltimore, Jets, and the Dolphins is the way that they finish. The Bills, who are a game back, but obviously winners of 3 straight at the moment, they're here, Eagles at home, Jets at home.
As long as the Patriots win 2 of them, and as long as the Patriots beat the Jets and the Dolphins,
they should be okay.
They will be okay because that would put them at 5-1 in the division, and the Bills already have 2 division losses.
No, they're not going to lose either of those teams.
So then they're
going to win the division. They'll be the 2 seed.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's no catching Denver in the West.
I don't.
At
Let me try to
12-2
figure
at
out
this
who
point.
the Steelers played. I'm gonna try to figure out this common opponent thing real quick for Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
The G-Man already has it.
He does. All right. What are their records?
Go ahead,
G-Man.
So, both the Ravens and the Steelers beat the Jets and the Vikings.
Okay.
Both teams lost to the Bills. The Ravens lost to Detroit and beat Miami. The Steelers lost to the Packers and beat New England. So that's who the Ravens have left is Green Bay and New England. And then the Ravens beat the Bears, the Steelers lost to the Bears. So assuming the Steelers win week 17 here, they'd have the same divisional record. It would come down to common opponents. So if the Ravens split Green Bay and New England and Pittsburgh splits Miami and Detroit, the Ravens have the tiebreaker on common opponents.
It was a little Pepe Sylvia, but I followed you. That was a great job out of you, G-Man.
Yeah, good job, G-Man.
It was a very strong job out of you.
Yes. Okay.
So there you go.
So that's out. That's the piece we were missing.
Around here, the Browns have re-signed wide receiver Jamari Thrash and waived guard Garrett Dellinger as far as the active roster. In college football news, pretty wild week in college football. Last couple of days, Arch Manning going to return to Texas and not go to the NFL draft. That's a wise decision. He's got a lot. He got better as the season went along. He was really rough early. I think Ohio State kind of broke him, and then he struggled, but he got better as the season went along.
6 or 7 games, he only threw 2 picks.
Yeah, he got better.
He was pretty good.
He got better. He was pretty inaccurate at times in the middle, early of the season, but grew and got better and better as it went along. This is a pretty remarkable stat. In 2023, the Elite 11 camp, you guys have heard of the Elite 11 camp in California, right?
Yep.
In the 2023 Elite 11 camp, there were 20 quarterbacks invited.
Okay.
13 of them have either transferred or are in the portal already. And of the top 10 quarterbacks in the 2024 class, there is only one that is still on the school that he signed with in 2024.
Wow.
So Dylan Raiola, and he was at one point committed to Ohio State and Georgia and all this. He was
That's
a
the
Nebraska
Patrick Mahomes kid, right?
That's the Patrick Mahomes kid. By the way, the kid who says he can't stand all the Patrick Mahomes comparison, but chooses to dress and look and walk. And it's almost like if Kobe complained that people compared him to Mike, and he basically mimicked everything Michael did always. That's the same thing with Mahomes. He's doing the same thing with this kid. So he's back in the portal. And then DJ Legway. The reason I bring all of this up is, and this dovetails into the Arch Manning conversation, the 2027 NFL draft is going to be
loaded.
Bonkers.
Loaded.
Bonkers. That Maeva kid could be in it at USC. Obviously, San will be in it. These kids I'm just mentioning now. Lenore Sellers going back for another season at South Carolina. He's really raw. That's a really smart thing for him to do, is to go back. He was never – anybody who watched him play football knew that he couldn't play in the NFL next season. It would be he just isn't – he's not ready for that yet. He's a really raw prospect. But another year of seasoning will help him certainly. But and then on top of that, you're going to have the receiver class. It's going to have Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, although he had a bad year this year at Alabama, but that class of receivers is unbelievable.
Yep.
That 2027 draft is a monster. And all these kids are going to be in it. The quarterback class is going to be, I mean, you could have 5-6 first-rounders in it. There's kids we're not even really talking about, too. There's kids you can't even, like, nobody saw Cam Ward coming. So there's going to be some of those guys that develop that you didn't see coming. But it's nuts. It's going to be nuts.
But if you're a school, why do you want to take a chance on the kid coming up from Nebraska for your 4th college? Who literally just is clearly in it for the money. And I get
it's weird, too, because his dad played for the Lions. I don't know why. His whole path is weird. His dad was Dominic Raiola.
Lineman, right?
Yeah, he played for Stafford. Yeah. Played with Stafford with the Lions when he was there. They moved him he was an Arizona kid, and then they moved to like South Georgia so he could play for, was it Carrollton or Buford, one of those Georgia powerhouses, because he had committed to Georgia, and so like he went there, but then he flipped and he went to Nebraska
right before signing day.
He was committed, initially committed to Ohio State, and then he was committed to Georgia, moved his family to Georgia, was recruiting kids to play with him at Georgia. And then on National Signing Day, right before National Signing Day, he flipped back to Nebraska after they hired Matt Rule, and he went to Nebraska. And he's kind of a statue back there. Like, they want a more mobile quarterback. He takes a ton of sacks. He got sacked 9 times by Minnesota. But he's got good arm and all of those things. But it's just there's an instant gratification with these kids now. And it's funny, in his post, he said something along the lines of, like, I need to go somewhere where I'm developed. And it's like, dude, you could have gone to either of your first 2 choices, and you would have been. Yep. You could have gone to Georgia or Ohio State, and you would have been developed. I mean, that's something like Saban did. When Saban left Alabama, Saban said, where's the best place for me to be developed into an NFL quarterback? And that's how he ended up in Columbus. But it's hard, man, because there's all this money that's being thrown at him, and it's tricky. But it's going to be a wild couple weeks on that side of things. And the 27 NFL draft, from an offensive skill position standpoint, is going to be
nuts.
Off the charts.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Very much so. All right, coming up next, we'll go one thought around every game in Week 15 of the 2025 NFL season. We are off and running on a Tuesday edition. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for the Cleveland Browns, will tackle any size office. The number is 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Time for one thought around every game in Week 15 of the 2025 NFL season. Hello, Gibby.
Hi, gentlemen.
Hey, buddy.
Week 15, the early games. Get right down to it. The Ratbirds eliminate the Bengals of Northern Kentucky. 24-0 the final score. Baltimore improves to 7-7, and they remain one game back of the Pukers. Bo, we'll start off with you here.
I'll take the Cincinnati side of it. It's probably, if there is a short list of kind of the microcosm of that operation and ownership and all of it, it was probably Sunday. It was it was like the exclamation point on the failure to take advantage of Joe Burrow's first window and the talent that was on that team at the time when they got to the Super Bowl all those couple years ago. The fact that they didn't clean the stadium out and they got snow drifts in there, which is just abhorrent to do to fans. It's ridiculous. And then, Joe really struggled. He didn't play well. And his post-game press conference, he did it in the press, and then he did it in a private team meeting as well. Just, I was bad. I was all of these things. It's a real low point for them. It really is. And I know that Bengals fans are really fed up with all of it, and they're all aware of it. And, you can look down there and go, God, but it was probably great to get to a Super Bowl and have Burrow and Chase and Higgins and all of that. But they're going, why, how did we not win one? How did we not get more at-bats? And some of it's injury lucks, whatever. But now it feels like they're going to pivot in another direction, whether it's coaching and probably will be a bunch of things. But the real issue down there is, will they ever take on private equity to get an influx of cash so that they can be more competitive right now? And the answer to that's probably going to be no.
I don't think they want to.
I don't either.
On the Ravens side of this, the Ravens only ran 40 offensive plays in this game. Derrick Henry was 11 carries for 100 yards. Lamar Jackson threw 12 passes in the game for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
They were never on offense in this game.
No.
Which I don't understand. I mean, Cincinnati was 3 of 15 on third down. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Cincinnati possessed the ball for 40 minutes in this game. 40-20. This game also featured quite possibly the smoothest. It was a handoff on a pick six I've ever seen.
Big guy.
It was picked off by Kyle Van Noy, and then Van Noy hands it to Alohi Gilman, and he goes 84 yards to the crib. But it was just kind of a beautiful play. Bengals, it's supremely disappointing.
Absolutely. We move on. The Houston Texans, much like the 49ers, just kind of hanging around and doing so well. They've won 6 in a row after being 3-5. They're now 9-5. They take down the Arizona Cardinals 40-20. The last 3 games for the Texans: Raiders, Chargers, Colts. Nathan Zagura, one thought.
Yeah, this is a team right now that is peaking on its way into the playoffs. Even with injuries. Now, Woody Marks, they said he's going to be fine, but they got another guy who went in there, Jordan, and he ran for 100 yards. C.J. Stroud, 22 of 29, 260 and 3. Nico's playing well. Dalton Schultz, their defense continues to be smothering. It was really, for all intents and purposes, for 3 quarters, they basically held the Cardinals to 7 points. It was basically 30-7 late in the third. Yeah, they got to 20. That's fine. But the Texans are, I think, a legit Super Bowl contender at this point. And on the other side, Trey McBride, I said it going into it this year, but going into next year as well, Trey McBride's going to be worth a fantasy pick in the first round.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he is such a positional advantage at his position. The guy's every week is unbelievable. He had 12 for 134 and 2 more touchdowns this week.
This stretch of play from C.J. Stroud has been really good. That game from him was awesome. That was like back rookie year, CJ, when you're like, oh, he might end up being a top 5 quarterback in the league. That's what he looked like. If they get back to that and they're getting healthy around him, a little bit of a run game, and that defense is as real as can be. So, yeah, I think Houston is a team of big-time consequence. Big time.
Yes.
Next, it was Jacksonville taking down the New York Football Jets, 48-20. Now, the Jags' final 3. Jags with a sneaky big game on Sunday. They are in Denver at 4 o'clock on Fox.
We're going to find out a little bit about if this is what we're seeing right now is real. Trevor Lawrence is playing as well as anybody in the league this week. 20 of 32 for 330, 5 touchdowns, no picks, and he ran for 51 yards and a touchdown. Nobody had ever done that before. 330, 5, and then also run for a touchdown with 50 yards rushing. So that was a singularly great game. Brian Thomas is coming alive. ETN's playing well. And their defense takes the football away. They've been doing it all season long. It stinks because we have their pick, and that ship has sailed on that being an early pick.
Yep.
But to me, this is a big test. I'm still not sure how real they are.
Well, if you just go, so the last time they lost, it was to Houston in Houston, 36-29. Then they beat the Chargers at home 35-6. They beat the Cardinals. Beating. It is 27-24. Titans 25-3. Colts 36-19. Jets 48-20. They are annihilating bad teams. I think this is what happens when you hire a culture tornado. And it may have been an awkward hiring press conference for him with the Duval.
But he clearly
that dude is a dude. They respect him. He's got a little bit of that Kyle gangster quality to him.
He can coach.
And he coaches it. And he's got Lawrence playing what everybody thought he would be when he was drafted. It was funny, though. Like, I'm curious if this happened in your league. Like, in my league, and I was looking in the boys' leagues, just someone's like, Trevor Lawrence wrecked the fantasy playoffs. He was on rosters and didn't get played. Yeah. Like, people didn't play him because he hasn't been an automatic fantasy play.
No.
You know?
No, you're right. That didn't. No, there were a lot
like
more.
A lot of people had that.
Kyle Pitts was the one that was.
Yeah.
Gosh, maybe the one person for Jacksonville that has helped turn this around as much as anybody is Jacoby Myers.
Well,
they acquired him from the Raiders November 4th. Since then, he's been the Jags leader in catches and receiving yards, 27 for 355.
You know, that's a great point. You know what else is a great point is they're doing this without Travis Hunter.
Well, that's why they got Myers, yeah.
You know? I mean, like, Travis hasn't played during this run. And they look at what they gave up to get him, draft him too, all that stuff.
Yeah. Up next, the Chargers survive, and in doing so, eliminate the Kansas City Chiefs. 16-13, the Chargers finding a way with their broken-handed quarterback, Bo Bishop. One thought.
I don't know that I would have had, like, the end of this run for Patrick Mahomes being Gardner Minshew in a game against the Los Angeles Chargers throwing an interception to clinch a victory for the Chargers. I don't know that I would have had it. We live currently in a society that is really quick to forget things. Tragedy happens, good things happen. We're on to next. What's next? What's next? What's the next thing that's going to satiate? Give some thought to this run of Kansas City's, because the fact that they've done what they've done through the 8 years that he's been a starter it's just stupefying. That the worst he's ever done is AFC Championship game loss.
Yep. And
only to Burrow and Brady. That's it. Those are the two guys who beat him in AFC Championship games. Other than that, every season for him ended in the Super Bowl. 3 of them, of course, ended in wins. It's a stunning run. It's a dynasty, absolutely, that stretch of play that they had and the type of dominance. And I don't know what happens next. I don't know, because even before the injury to the knee, he wasn't the same player. No. He wasn't able to drive the ball down the field the way that he did as a younger player. Offensively, they've been kind of starts and stops for the last couple of years compared to what they were. Middling, perfect. Before, and so they're going to pivot here. They're going to get a better draft pick than they ever would have thought. It could end up being somewhere in the middle of the teens, so they could get offensive line or weapons, but their defense is aging. The New England Patriots were able to pivot off of Brady in part because they had a bad division for most of the time of his career, and that helped, but also because they had different versions of that team that was built around him, and they could always find the guys that he wanted. When Wes Welker went to Denver, they found Edelman. Gronk is in there. They always had something. When Randy went away, then they get Gronk. And so they always had a guy to take care of him. I don't know who that is in Kansas City right now, and I don't know. I'll be very curious to see what the next 5 years looks like for him there. He's a gold jacket right now.
100%.
But, what do the next 5 years look like? Because he's still relatively young.
Yeah, they're going to – I imagine they'll take another run at building it back up again, but it's going to be tough. And on the other side of that is you were right on with your Chiefs is this is a Chargers team that doesn't seem like they're that good, and they just kind of win.
They do. It's a little –
seem great.
It's a little Harbaugh San Francisco.
Yeah. I'm not – right now they would be the next team on my list that I don't think actually could really come out of the AFC. I don't think the Steelers can, and I don't think that they can. Mm-hmm. But they just beat the Eagles and Chiefs back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, right.
That was a Super Bowl a year ago.
You know, we asked in the NFL Whip on Sunday in the pregame show, are dynasties dead now with this? What's the who's the next team? Philly's had some success recently, but
Well, that's the beauty of it. I think
we
are going to go into a wide open NFL playoffs, the most wide open that we've had.
Yeah.
The entire time that we've been doing this show, we have said don't ever go against the Wizard in the playoffs, ever. And it's been sound because you knew they were going to be there at the end. They're not now. One thing about L.A., and they had a bunch of injuries that they battled through, and they still don't have the weaponry that you'd want on the outside. But with Amari and Hampton back, and you got your boy Vidal Sassoon in there as well, that's right the recipe Harbaugh wants.
The weird thing is, like, Ladd McConkey in his rookie year was so good, and they just haven't been able to really get him going like you would think that he would. I don't know. I'm with you, but it feels like they kind of have to play. And if you look at their wins this year, they have to play these kind of close games. They're good wins this year.
They don't have weapons, bud.
Beat the Chiefs by 6. Beat the Broncos by 3. They lose to the Giants, get smoked by the Commanders. Beat the Dolphins by 2. Get smoked by the Colts. Smoke the Vikings. Beat the Titans by 7. Smoke the Steelers. Get blasted 35-6 by the Jags. Whoop the Raiders, and they beat the Eagles by 3 and the Chiefs by 3. I mean, the majority of their wins are
tight,
a field goal or less.
But if they can get weapons for him,
I mean, they put a lot of draft picks towards it. McCaffrey was a second round. Look, McConkey was a second rounder. Quentin Johnson was a first rounder. Trey Harris was a second rounder.
Yeah.
You
got to hit on those guys.
Yeah.
Up next, the Bills come back from 20-plus points down to take down the New England Patriots in Foxborough, 35-31, the final score. New England's final 3 games. Baltimore Sunday night, sign me up. Jets, Dolphins. Buffalo has us, Philly, and the Jets. I think this is
even if the Bills go 3-0, Patriots go
2-1.
And they have to beat the Dolphins and the Jets, which I believe they will, and they'll be in. This was a wild one to lose. It was probably Drake May's worst game throwing the football.
Yeah.
He had the 2 rushing touchdowns. Travion is just electric.
I had said this morning, like, if
electric.
Ramondre Stevenson doesn't get hurt, do we ever see him?
I have no idea.
Mike didn't want to play him. It was so strange, and he's an electric factory. That big run where he burst it back
2
outside.
of them.
They were up 21-0 in this game. New England was.
In the second quarter.
Yeah.
He had a 52-yard touchdown run and a 65-yard touchdown run in this game.
Home run hitter.
Yeah. I mean, why are they even wasting the touches? Now, Ramondre ran 6 times for 50 yards, so I guess that's not too bad. But, yeah, I would want him out there more often. But a heck of a comeback from the Bills. It's basically Allen and Cook. I mean, they are the quarterback, the running back. They still don't have – I'd love to see what they would look like with a real dude at receiver for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't seem to matter. I guess for me with this was like a little bit of a, all right, settle down, New England.
I'm shocked they blew this game.
Me too, especially up 21. But it was a little bit of a settle down, New England. I mean, it's 24-7 at half, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of, all right, settle down. Buffalo, guys, just think how fragile all this is. Buffalo's down 2 scores to Cincinnati at home the week before.
Yep.
Now we're saying Cincinnati's at a crossroads. Franchise-wise, Buffalo is the favorite in the AFC.
Yep.
So, if not now, when Buffalo? This is your time.
It is their time. I still don't. I would intellectually understand it because Josh Allen's the best player.
Yeah.
But I still don't think they're a team that's going to be able to beat multiple good teams in a row.
Yeah, but everyone they're going to play is going to be wildly inexperienced.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's Stroud or Nix or May again or Lawrence, like guys who just haven't been in these spots.
It does feel like this is going to be one of those years that, like, where it was for a long time, where whoever comes out of the NFC is going to be favored in the Super Bowl.
Favored to go, yeah.
All right, which one of you wants this one? Because we're just going to do one here to speed it up.
No, let's not speed it up.
Commies 29, Giants 21. We have a full show, buddy. Look at the rundown.
I did look at it, and I like this right now.
I'll go ahead. You can do this one.
Who cares?
Done. I think they both probably want to lose. Honestly, you'd probably want better picks, and just a bad game. Play out the string.
I mean, that's
if the Giants are the Giants. Are they sold on Dart?
Well, I'll tell you what else was interesting. I don't know if
he's hurt again. By the way,
if you picked, I know it. I would think that they can't roll the dice with him just because of the way he plays. I did pick up in Diana Rossini's piece over the weekend that the Giants have their eyes on Marcus Freeman, among others, and I think that probably lines up well with what Pete Bavacqua's press conference the Notre Dame athletic director had last week about whatever Marcus needs, all of that. I think they sense the heat coming for him to be an NFL head coach, and so that's something to watch for.
Interesting game to note in the Giants' final three, Sunday, the 28th of December. I don't know why. Oh, I know why it's a 4:05 game. They're on the West Coast. Giants and Raiders, 2-12 versus 2-12. Draft Super Bowl, kids. Something to watch. Final one in the early slate. Eagles 31. Speaking of those Raiders, they didn't score. Bo Bishop, one thought.
It's 75 yards in this game.
Jeez Louise. Brutal.
And Pete Carroll's praising their effort. Our guy Kenny Pickett, I had this dead wrong. I thought he'd play well. He did not. 15-25, 64 yards. If you factor in the sacks, he was sacked 4 times. You factor in the sacks in terms of offense accounted for. Kenny Pickett had 29 yards of offense accounted for in this game. 29 yards.
Is that good?
That is not good.
No, not good. Gross. Gross game. Just gross.
More than some other things. Late window we go. Broncos 34, Packers 26. Nathan Zagura will start off.
This is a big win for this team, and it's a big one. This is big for Bo Nix. That's a darn good defense, and he threw for 302 and 4 touchdowns against them. It was a big – this was Denver saying, you know what? Yeah, we can go. We can go do it. We have superstars on defense. You talked yesterday about the play Surtain made. We got Nick Bonito. We can do it defensively, and Bo Nix is showing right now he can do it offensively, getting it to Sutton, getting it to Franklin. Little Jordan Humphrey for Big Drew out there got in the end zone as well. They're running. R.J. Harvey's now the guy. Mm-hmm. This is a big win for them. A disappointing loss for the Packers and a big win, in my opinion, for the Denver Broncos.
It's a massive win for Denver. You got to put respect on what Sean Payton's done there. It's unbelievable to be 12-2. They haven't lost since week 3. It's 24-13. I'm sorry, 23-14 in the third quarter. Early in the third, and Green Bay's driving. They're driving, and they're going for the home run ball. They're up 9. They're going for the home run ball. They dial it up. Christian Watson gets behind Patrick Surtain. Jordan Love makes a good throw. Not an elite throw, but a good throw. And Surtain makes an all-world play on it. He's tracking him step for step, and he just – I don't know how you do it. He just – elevates and steals it from Christian Watson. Watson goes down with an injury. They score on a 7-play, 71-yard drive right after that. Then Green Bay goes punt. They score on another 70-yard drive, and you go from going in up 30-14 because if they complete the pass to Watson, they're probably going to score again. It's over.
Yep.
And instead, one play, flipped it.
And this Broncos team believes it is going to deliver in the fourth quarter. Because they have done that all year.
Jordan Love with a couple of picks in the second half, too. The one, Surtain made an all-world play on that one, though.
Yeah, that I saw that play. It changed the entire game.
Yeah, he's stud.
Next, Ramit continues their march through the NFC. After that loss to Carolina, they seem to have regained their footing quite nicely. Ramit downs the Lions 41-34. Zagura, one thought.
This was a good game. This was a fun game. You had Goff was out there slinging it to Amon-Ra and Jameson. Those two had 20 catches for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. They were basically the offense. Kind of disappointed they couldn't get Gibbs going. Rams did a great job on him. The Rams have kind of discovered something now where they're going alternating with Kyren Williams and Blake Corum. He's playing well. Stafford continues to put up absurd numbers. And Puka Nacua is like Jackson Smith and Jigba and Amon-Ra. Those are probably the 3 most productive week in and week out receivers in the NFL.
Yeah,
every single week.
For teams that are winning, Chase is having an amazing year, but their team stinks. But this is another one of those, though. Like, you think about the way that this switches. The Lions they lead for the whole half. They're up 10 right before half. And then the Rams able to get a field goal with 30 seconds left before half to get it to a 7-point game. Then they get another field goal to start the third. You get a stop. Then they get another touchdown, and then it's a waterfall from that standpoint. This is one of the biggest next 2 months that I can recall legacy-wise for an NFL player. Matthew Stafford right now is probably a borderline Hall of Famer. He's probably a borderline-ish right now, in, out, probably more out than in. if he wins the MVP at age 38 and becomes the oldest player to ever win the MVP.
And wins it.
And he wins the Super Bowl.
He's an automatic.
Now you're a 2-time Super Bowl champion and an MVP. Now you're a first ballot. That's what changes. And what's interesting about it is he doesn't have the benefit of time. There aren't that many more seasons like this probably for him. He's 38. So there's not that many left. He might have 2 or 3 more with this window with the Rams where they're going to be really, really good. But when you think about somebody who is so and then he's got all the stats from Detroit that are all there forever. But he just needs a few more accomplishments. You get an MVP, and right now he's the favorite. And then you get back to a Super Bowl, and if you win it,
I think he needs to win the MVP and win the Super Bowl, or at least win the Super Bowl.
I think if he wins the MVP, I think he might get it. But I think if
he's a 0-time first or second team All-Pro, 0.
Yeah, but quarterback's different because you only have one, and he played an era with Brady and Manning and all those guys. So I think quarterback's a little different than some of the other positions.
2-time Pro Bowler. That's shocking to me. By the way,
the 2-time Pro Bowl is pretty wild that he wasn't Pro Bowlers more time
in 17 seasons.
That's weird. Weird he wasn't more. If you get it but you don't play in it, does it count?
I mean, to be fair, he was the comeback player of the year in 2011. He wasn't even a Pro Bowler or a first or second team All-Pro in a year where he throws for 5,038 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 16 picks, and they go 10-6.
I don't understand. That doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, but it's right there for him.
Next up, we'll speed it up here. The Saints have 4 wins on the year. 2 of them are against the Carolina Panthers.
That's going to cost those Panthers.
Go figure that one out. Saints, by the way, final 3 games. And again, if we're talking about draft Super Bowls, Saints and Jets this weekend, Saints and Titans next week. So you have Saints and Titans and Giants and Raiders next week.
I mean, the Carolina Panthers had the ball tied at 17, and all you do is get a field goal, and they couldn't get one. Yeah, this was a bitter pill. I tell you what, Tyler Shuck can play a little, and Kellen Moore's doing a good job with him. He can play a little bit. He was good in this one, 24-32, 272, a touchdown, no picks, ran for another 32 yards. They don't have much in the run game, so he's having to do a lot, but he's had a decent little stretch of play here.
It's probably the second best game of his career. It's kind of, the week before he goes 13-20 for 144 and a pick. Week before that, 239, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. But he's completed at least 65% of his passes now in 5 straight games. That is good. Ironically, his 2 best games will come against Carolina. There must be something in the styles make the fights right there in terms of what they're doing offensively versus that defensive system. But no, I think you feel you're feeling a little bit better about it. And the numbers are certainly not gaudy by any stretch of the imagination. But
they're not a very good team.
No. And it was funny in this one, and I just know this from fantasy because Olave was on my team.
Yeah.
Olave, going into the drive where they scored, pretty sure had like 3 catches for 20 yards. The drive where they scored 2:29 left. And on that drive, he caught 3 for like 65 and the touchdown. It was like Olave. Maybe he got 4 on that drive. Maybe he had 2 catches for that. It was just every play was to Olave. And it's like, hey, maybe we should do that all game long.
Right.
All right, gents, we'll speed it up. Mr. Zastudil is waiting at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Seahawks 18, Colts 16.
It's just incredible that Phillip Rivers was able to do this. Like
Stunning.
I don't know that, and if they had won this game in Seattle, which they were a 56-yard field goal and the waning seconds away from, they would have. But it's just, it's incredible.
It's crazy.
He completed 2/3 of his passes.
I know. Yeah, and the closest thing watching it was Manning with Denver, where he was kind of having to anticipate just way ahead of schedule.
But could you even imagine being able to throw it?
He's not even in shape.
He's not in shape. No. The speed of the NFL, like he's been probably throwing the ball to high school receivers, and then all of a sudden having to throw it to NFL receivers and that speed.
No.
He even made some tight window throws.
I know it. It's crazy.
It was crazy.
Seattle, I'm very curious to see how they play Thursday against the Rams.
They're in a bit of a lull offensively.
They are. Yeah. It's
Sam Darnold effect.
Well, and they also only have JSN.
Yeah.
Like they don't really have anything on the outside that's scary at all. So that
trade DK
this time they got Shaheed going a little bit. Cooper Kupp's clearly cooked. They got to get more of Shaheed, and they'll be. Yeah. I think that's why they made that trade.
49ers take down the Titans 37-24. Pedro.
Nerd. By the way, Cam Ward's getting better. He is. And this one, 18-29, 172 touchdowns. Had another one that should have been a touchdown that was dropped. Missed one that should have been a touchdown, but he's playing better. Niners are just so stinking solid. Purdy was surgical in this one. They're just a solid football team.
Yep.
I was talking with my dad actually yesterday about it. It's a shame they don't have their defense because this is a team that I think could really make. I think it's going to be very hard for them to come out of the NFC just because their defensive. They cannot sack the quarterback. They cannot pressure the quarterback, and you can't beat 3 or 4 good quarterbacks in a row if you can't distress them.
Yeah.
Final one: Vikings 34, Cowboys 26. Bo Bishop, Sunday Night Football.
The Dallas Cowboys run of play here recently is
stupefying.
Really crazy to it is. You get Minnesota at home, it's Sunday night, like okay, we're all in on offense, but this stretch now where they lost 2 in a row, really get bombed by Detroit and then lose at home to the Vikings after winning 3 in a row. They have some crazy losses. They've got a loss at home to the Cardinals, 27-17. They lost at the Panthers. Just a weird season for Dallas. Very strange. And, kind of a wasted one for them. I don't know. We'll see what happens with McCarthy on this, if this means anything long-term or not. But I suppose if you're a Vikings fan, you're happy that at least the kid got a win.
Back-to-back games, he's played well.
Played okay, yeah.
That is one thought for Week 15 in the National Football.
Still nothing from Jefferson, though. Like, they can't.
They tried. He had a touchdown that was erased on an illegal shift.
This month's winner of the local business platform presented by Minuteman Association with Medical Mutual is Game Truck. Game Truck makes your event an exciting, stress-free success. Our amazing entertainment options, party favors, and certified game coaches deliver excitement to your doorstep. Mr. Zastudil coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, second hour here, Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Time for Risk versus Reward, presented by the Oswald Companies. And for that, we are joined by former Browns punter, current managing director of the Oswald Companies, Dave Zastudil. He joins us on the Twisted Tea hotline. Twisted Tea, hard iced tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. We can talk a little bit about the Bears and the Browns, but what I'm more interested in is what happened 17 years ago today, my friend. You were in the Snow Bowl game between us and the Bills. I was there in attendance. It was truly, in every sense, it's a snow globe game. From your perspective, what do you remember about that game, the challenges of that game? You and Phil Dawson were the heroes, buddy.
Yeah, those games are interesting. When you look back, gosh, that was what, 2007? I think it was December 16th. Yeah, this day back in 2007. You kind of remember bits and pieces. And there's no secret that Phil Dawson, especially not only in that game and that year, has had some incredible field goals. A couple things I remember was I hit a punt and it was close to the 50-yard line, and I remember looking at it in the air and it kind of took off as I kicked it, and I still remember going, oh, man, this is going to hit and go in the end zone, and, you never wanted that as a punter, and it just died. It just died on, like, the 1 or 2 yard line, and I remember just running off the field, getting high five, saying to myself, oh, thank God. Thank God that didn't go in the end zone. And so and then, obviously, I think we called a timeout, Romeo Crennel did, to clear the field for some of those, just enormous field goals. But I'll tell you what, the biggest thing I remember was the wind was blowing left to right, going in the opposite way of the dog pound. Mm-hmm. And Phil Dawson goes down. I said, hey, Phil, hold on, give me a second. I'm going to clear out this area. I'll try to get the best I can. The problem is you couldn't do it with your hand because you had to catch the ball, and your hand would just turn numb.
Yep.
So you're kind of using your cleats, and you're trying to do the best you can. Well, Phil says, hey, Dave, see that guy in the end zone with the bright jacket? And I go, yeah, you could have missed this guy. And this guy was probably 5 to 7 yards left of the upright. He goes, I'm aiming right at him. I go, Phil, I think that's a little wide, man. That's out there. He goes, just watch. And he said that to me, just watch. And and I felt so confident that he was going to make that field goal that if you watch the replay, it starts off left and literally goes towards that guy. I think you can still see him in a brown and orange outfit, and it ricochets back in. And at that point, I said, man, we have one of the better kickers I've ever seen.
It's just incredible.
Like to aim.
It's incredible.
And it comes back. Good Lord.
Jeez.
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. And you knew in watching, I remember the game vividly, you knew that it wouldn't take much. It wasn't going to take much. So in order to get – and that's another one too, like when people look – and sometimes I think it's misguided, but people look back and go, oh, I was at this game. It was so great. It was freezing. It was cold. No, I was there. It sucked. It sucked, but it would have sucked a lot worse, buddy, if you guys had lost. I'll tell you that, because what ended up happening was this kind of party in this frozen Cleveland downtown after that game, and everybody kind of tried to get warm together the best they could. It's one of those indelible memories no one's ever going to forget who was a part of it.
No, and I think what fans never really understand, and media probably for the most part, when you kick in cold games, the ball just turns into a hard rock, so it doesn't give a lot. So you're not getting, as much hang time, the distance. I think even in the game, I think Cairo Santos said, or the announcer said in the game that, it's going to take 7 yards off of your field goal distance because of the weather. What the worst situation when it's cold like that and snowing is when you have the wind. Because then, you're dropping a football midair trying to punt it, and the wind's blowing it off your foot. Now you're trying to hit a hard, solid rock ball. And the funny thing is sometimes you come in the media after you have a bad game, like, hey, Dave, what was wrong? Why did you have such a bad punting game today? Well, I can tell you why very easily.
The ball was moving.
The ball was moving, and it was a rock and all that. But in all seriousness, guys, I think what was special about that game is you just felt like a kid again. You're playing in backyard football in the snow, and the fans are out there making snowballs, and you just had that fun environment. And I think our guys really embraced it, and we went out and luckily got a 8-0 win. But definitely some miraculous kicks in that game that I'll never forget.
Speaking of, and you mentioned what Cairo Santos said, how impressed have you been with, way Andre Schmidt has really bounced back since that opening week against Cincinnati? And then for him to make a 50-yarder in Chicago was pretty impressive under those conditions.
Oh, it's very impressive. After the first game, I believe it was Cincinnati, I think people were like, oh, here we go again, right?
Yep.
We can't find a kicker since Phil Dawson. What he's been able to show is something that is very impressive, especially as a rookie kicker. A lot of times kids get rattled. I mean, they get rattled at that first game on their big stage, and they can't really overcome that. Then they go to another team, they get a fresh start, and their mind kind of clears out. He was able to take that game, and I'll still remember it. He said in the interview, this was a technique. I missed these because of my technique. And you hear that a lot, guys, but I know deep down it's because they mentally just weren't ready for the moment. I believe now that he was serious, that he could tell that he had a technique error. He fixed that. And now when he kicks a 40, 50 extra, field goal and extra point, I firmly believe it's a guarantee. And that's the kind of confidence that you want in your kicker. And the fact that he's a rookie and he did it the hard way, right? He started off in a rough patch and he came back and settled down and fixed it. It just shows that, I think we got a good kicker for years to come.
I want to ask you something on that side of it, because we're at the point now where, and I'll even hear it from announcers, where if a guy misses like a 52-yard field goal, we're like, what happened?
Especially Aubrey. Yeah.
Like, what happened? How's he missing? Like, those are gimmies.
Think about the Indy-Seattle game. Indy takes the lead on a 60-yarder.
Yes.
And then Seattle wins it on a 56-yarder.
56, and they both were true as can be.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to, Dave?
There's a couple things. Obviously these guys get them an opportunity before the game. I think it's an hour to really pay somebody, or maybe not pay him, but get somebody to rub down the balls, get the wax off, break in the ends, to really soften that ball. I also think it's just the evolution of the game. People are a lot stronger these days. I think they take their nutrition. I think they take weightlifting. You got yoga. You got all these things that over the years people started doing, and these guys are the beneficiaries of years of people giving recommendations and taking those and running with them. But you got a lot of guys that are just clearly stronger. I will tell you this. I talked to a lot of the great kickers over the years, and I always asked them, hey, when you get this 60-yarder, 61-yarder, I mean, I got to think that's a lot of pressure, right? And I'll never forget, from Phil to Jay Feely to Matt Stoverback, there's really not that much pressure on those kicks, guys, because people, if you make it, people go crazy because it's such a far field goal. But they don't have any pressure. They don't have any pressure because if you miss it, it's like, oh, it was a long field goal and maybe a little wind. The field goal kicks they always talked about is between 40 and 49 yards. If you could find a kicker that had a high percentage between 40 and 49 yards, you knew right then and there you had somebody that you never wanted to let go, because those are the pressure kicks. Those are the ones that you're going to get probably more opportunities than a 60, 61-yarder. And if you're consistently hitting those, then you got a really good kicker on your hands.
Like, how do you say these guys are stronger than ever, but take a guy like, for example, Nick Folk. Nick Folk's been in the league since 2007. And at the beginning of his career, he was, at best, maybe 50% from 50 yards plus was kind of the way that he started his career at. The last 3 years, he's 18 of 20 at the ages of 39, 40, and 41.
Yeah.
And his longs have all come in those last 3 years. I mean, he made a 58-yarder this year. He'd never made a 58-yarder before. He made a 56-yarder this year. Last time he made a 56-yarder was 2010. What kind of sense is it? I feel like they're just juicing up the balls. I mean, because it is. You're seeing things. The kid down in Jacksonville made a 70-yarder in preseason, but he made a 70-yarder.
Yep.
I've been out of the game a little bit too long. Maybe they're giving those guys now an hour and a half to break down these balls before games. Maybe they're allowed to keep them during the week and put them in the washer and dryer and wet them with towels and all that. That's the only thing I can think of. Crazy. But Nick Folk, it's amazing he's still doing it. There's so many things about the National Football League that timing helps, right? Maybe you have a rough year, and then you get cut. And that special teams coach still believes you. He goes to another team.
Yep.
And maybe you have a great year with him, and then you have another great year. Well, it's like a backup quarterback. He goes in, has a great season. He's going to be a backup for 15 years. And I think kicking's kind of similar to that. If you can get through the rough times put together some consistent years and be above 80%, you're going to be in the league a long time.
We were talking about this yesterday with the Hoff. I wanted to run it by you as well. You've got 3 games left to play here, and one of the things, and this goes back to July, that we said you had to know is, do you have to address quarterback in the offseason? Do you have to address it in the draft? This is going to end up being a long runway for Shedeur Sanders being the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. But obviously, things are a struggle right now offensively. As you, like all of us, although you're a little bit more educated, when you try to evaluate a young player amidst struggles, what are the things that you look for?
Well, it's a very good question, and I think it's what everybody's curious about right now, right? You got, what, 4 games under his belt. You got the Buffalo Bills coming to town, the Steelers, and the Bengals. I mean, the road's not a great, easy road, especially in cold weather in the winter. I think the ball to Jerry Jeudy, I thought it was a great ball. Unfortunately that those mishaps have to happen, and an interception unfortunately came. But I mean, the fact that he could thread that needle and put it between 2 defensive backs right in his chest is an impressive throw. There are still some signs that maybe he's holding on to the ball a little bit too long. There are signs that you throw an interception here or there. I think we've seen a couple of those going, hey, what did he see there, right? That's part of being a rookie. That's part of coming in mid-season and not having training camp. That's part of not having that continuity with your receivers. And I'll tell you what, guys, I said this the other day. Shedeur Sanders is in a tough spot. You have a revolving offensive line that the most important, the most continuity position, in the entire. Probably the entire National Football League is having an offensive line that knows each other, trusts each other, and plays together. And when you're shuffling those positions constantly, there's going to be communication errors. There's going to be things that are missed, which causes sacks, causes rushes as a quarterback. And then you combine that with wide receivers that kind of are maybe not first, second round, third round guys that are off the streets and trying to make a team, and they're hard workers, and maybe they can be developed. And you put all that together. I don't know what kind of quarterback in this position could be that successful when you have so many dynamic changes going on and so many new young players playing together. So to answer your question, I think it's little things. Is he getting the ball when he's outside the pocket? Is he getting the ball out of bounds and throwing it away? Is he making the right read? Maybe it's not complete, but he's making the right read. Is he checking down when he's time to check down? I think if you kind of see all those things and you see what you do in practice, it helps them determine if they think they have something there. That's going to be probably the case over the next 3 weeks because you're going to have a high draft pick. So be interesting. I would think those are some of the things you would look at. I think it is a tough offense to be successful in right now.
How important, if you wanted to kind of say that, you talk about those little things, but how important is it that we find a way to win one of these last 3 games? And 2 of them, the next 2, I'd rather see one of those because those are teams that are playing for their playoff lives.
Nathan, I think you hit the nail on the head. Every game in the National Football League presents an opportunity to get a win. And we talked about this here. There's nothing like going in that locker room after the game and getting a win. It's a big relief off your shoulders from all the hours you spent watching film, the hard work you put in. So, there's always going to be the naysayers out there that go, hey, listen, we should never win another game so we get a higher draft pick. That doesn't build culture. That doesn't build the young guys that are here that are draft picks understand what it means to be a pro. And so I always very much dislike those comments because you have so many young guys on this team that have to understand from leadership that a win's a win, and you then try to get another win, and you build momentum going in the offseason. Buffalo, that's going to be a tough game. Josh Allen's as good as it gets. But I do believe if we can upset Pittsburgh and get a win in Cincinnati, you're going to build some momentum going in this offseason that maybe the fans don't really believe in the way the season goes, but the guys that are grinding it out every day and learning and getting older, those are the guys that you really want to, see get a win for, and hopefully, like I said, build some momentum in the offseason.
You're the best, buddy, and thank you for those holds on those Phil Dawson kicks all those years ago. Greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? It was my pleasure. Him and I always talked about, I always argue. I go, was I a better holder than Gardocki? Just because I know Gardocki and him were so, and he goes, he looks at me one day, he goes, Gardocki was better than you. I go, he's like, I'm just kidding. So,
not on that day.
Maybe not on that day, but no, just having Phil here for those years, I learned a lot from him, and, I was lucky to be able to play with him, and, I think he's coaching somewhere now. So I got to touch base with him, see how he's doing. But no, I appreciate the comments.
All right, good talking to you, buddy, as always. That was Risk versus Reward. Of course, it is presented by the Oswald Company's official risk advisor of your Cleveland Browns. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Score big with Howard Hanna, official real estate partner of your Cleveland Browns. Is Northeast Ohio's #1 real estate provider. They're dedicated to helping you make the best move. Visit howardhanna.com/GoBrowns to explore your winning options today. Time now for the Microsoft Minute, presented by Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus PC. And for that, we turn it over to Dr. Z.
This game was going to be about really two things. We talked about which team could run the football. A nice spin around by G-Man right there. Which team could run the football, stop the run, which team took care of the football. There he is. The bottom line is the Browns were not able to run the ball, and they couldn't stop the run, and then the Browns they turned the football over 3 times. So going forward, one of the things we are talking about, Shedeur Sanders, we got to see that. We have got to see this team be able to run the football a little bit better than we've seen here. And that, to me, has been the most disappointing thing. I think we know it's been rough as far as things go with special teams all year long. But this was, the 3 things we were supposed to do was play great defense. And for the most part, we've done that. The last couple of weeks, it hasn't been up to our standards, I would say. Run the football, and really we haven't been able to do that in over a month.
No.
Really run the football. There he is, just have big meetings. Just there it goes. There it goes. And then, be solid on special teams, which we have not done at all.
No.
So this to me, the running thing, that's a little bit concerning. I know it's the offensive line, and I know the injuries and all of that, but there's technique and then there's will that are associated. And we heard Joe Thomas talk about it yesterday. You got to get that cleaned up. If you want to have any chance any of these games, you've got to be able to, on first down, be a team that can generate more than 2 yards.
Yeah.
And we just don't far too often.
No. And you can't chase
in
that scenario.
No.
You can't get it.
We're not built for it.
Nope, not at all. All right, coming up next, we'll go around the league, take a look at the playoff picture as it stands right now. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Sawyer Serious Injuries. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio for a free case for you. Elk and Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Our good friend, Mr. Dog, will be the halftime entertainer on the Christmas Day game for the Lions and the Vikings. Mr. Dog in the mix.
Well, of course, as he should appropriate. He's a stud. How about the fact, though, that right now, you would have said preseason, what a slate, right?
Yep.
What a slate. Commanders were in the NFC Championship game a year ago. It's the Cowboys. That's a no-brainer. Lions were in the NFC Championship game the year before that. Vikings, coming off of a great season. They were going to be in the mix. The Broncos might be the only team that plays on Christmas that's in the playoffs.
I think you're right.
Right?
I mean, so you're going to get bone on.
I mean, if the Lions lose Sunday to the Steelers, they're out.
Broncos Chiefs is going to be Knicks against Minshew.
Yep.
Cowboys Commies.
But they're the only team they're in it, right?
They're in. Cowboys Commies is 1 p.m. on Netflix. That'll be Mariota and Dak.
Yep.
But I mean, playing for nothing. And then Lions and Vikes are the 4:30. I don't think these are going to do great.
The Lions have to make up 2 on the Packers. 2. They're going to do well because that's the Thursday, right? Christmas is Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the Thursday of Week 17. That's like the kickoff of Week 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fantasy Super Bowls. So you'll get. I mean, not that there are only 2 teams in every league that will be in the Super Bowl,
but
nonetheless,
that's going on throughout the country. Yeah.
Lions are 2 back on the win-loss column to the Niners and the Packers. And if they lose, they give base point, they're out.
I'll tell you something else that's pretty interesting. Obviously, the NFL likes to stick it to college football with their college football playoff and go head-to-head with them, and so college football acquiesces. And they play the great game on Friday night, so it'll be, I think it's Alabama, Oklahoma on Friday. Then they play the second-best game on Saturday at noon, and this one really should have been a night game. It's Texas A&M hosting Miami is at noon on Saturday. So the NFL, and then it'll be Oregon and James Madison.
James Madison is the last one of the day. That's up against Bears Packers.
Yeah, and then Tulane and Ole Miss. So like those games aren't any good because they wanted to stay away from the NFL. Well, when the NFL scheduled the 5 o'clock game on Saturday, it's Eagles and Commies.
Yep.
I mean,
nothing.
You just don't know. I mean, the late game's good. The 8:20 game on Fox on Saturday night's good. Packers Bears. I mean, that's massive. That's
massive.
That's a massive game. And the Thursday nighter is massive. But in terms of head-to-head with the college football, it isn't. It's not what they intended it to be, and the Christmas Day slate is very similar. I'm also interested to know like what the appetite is for on holidays going to the streamers specifically, like not in a YouTube TV window, not in a other window, but going into the Netflix world and staying in there to watch football. I'm wondering what that'll be
well
like.
last year.
What was that game though?
Wasn't it
the Chiefs played on
Steelers?
Christmas.
I think it was Chiefs
Steelers, and then
and the Texans Ravens.
That's because
those are the 4 teams.
Those are the 4 teams, and then because on the week before, wasn't it Chiefs Texans?
They had to play.
And Ravens Steelers went head to head against college football
that's how
the week before. That's how they did it.
It was a 4-team pod, and the Ravens got annihilated. Either the Ravens got annihilated or they annihilated Texans, but that game was a blowout.
Yeah.
What was it, G-Man?
30-2.
Who? Let me find it. I think the Ravens won.
Ravens bombed the Houston.
It was just it was a beating.
Yeah.
That's what it was. C.J. Stroud, I think, had an awful game. 31-2.
Sheesh.
That's got to be a scoreagami.
It wasn't.
Wasn't?
No.
G-Man's just what a reservoir of information.
He really is. Just like the Elias Sports Bureau.
Yeah, just like right there. He's like the guy, remember the Schwab?
Stump the Schwab.
Yeah. It's like the Schwab.
That was one of those ones where there was a lane for him.
Yep.
That was really good, and then they tried turning it into something bigger.
Not as good.
No. And not.
He wasn't ready to be
a franchise.
Yeah.
Not there yet, but really good at one thing. And then didn't he get laid off in one of their cuts?
I'm sure.
He did.
Yeah.
I think he passed away.
I think you're right. I think he did too. I think I remember.
R.I.P. the Schwab.
Absolutely. Meantime, NFL playoff picture with 3 games to go. Just as we all predicted in the AFC, the 1 seed is Denver. The 2-7 game is New England and Houston. The 3-6 is Jacksonville and Buffalo, and the 4-5 is Pittsburgh and the Chargers. Indy and Baltimore are the next two. They are on the outside looking in. I would venture to guess, and I'm sure you have it in front of you, that this is the most off we have ever been. If this is the way that it stands on our prognostications of what we thought the AFC would look like versus what it actually did. Because I promise you, we would have all had Baltimore in the playoffs. We'd have all had Kansas City in the playoffs. And my hunch is, I think I had Cincinnati in it too.
I had, of the teams that are currently in the playoffs, I had Houston, Buffalo, and Denver correct. I was incorrect with Kansas City, as of now, Baltimore, though Baltimore could still be in.
Could, yeah.
Cleveland and Cincinnati.
All right, that was you. What did I have?
Corporate Bo just ignored the Browns altogether, which was hurtful in retrospect.
Unnecessary, unwarranted.
We've
won 6 games in 2 years, bud.
Listen, I believe. I'm pretty sure we did have Miles as the defensive player of the year. We did have Schlesinger as the off defensive rookie of the year.
Oh, we look pretty good there. Well, who were my playoff teams? Who did I have?
All right, you had. We all had the same division winners: KC, Baltimore, Houston, Buffalo, and then you also had the Chargers, Denver, and Cincinnati. So you were one better. Gibbe also had. Gibbe.
Who was
a lot
my
of
fourth
belief.
one? Oh, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
So I had 4 of the 7.
Right now you have 4 of the 7. Yeah.
Gibbe, what did you have? Who was Gibbe's playoffs in the AFC?
Gibbe had Kansas City, Baltimore, Houston, Buffalo. He had the same as me: Cleveland, Denver, Cincy.
Okay,
now,
so Houston,
Gibbe
Buffalo,
does
Denver.
have. We had a category called playoff surprise.
Yeah.
And Gibbe had New England. You had Jacksonville. And I had Chicago.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So we're doing
Take
okay
that.
there.
Now the busts. I had Minnesota.
All right.
You had Washington.
Let's go.
Gibbe had the Bears.
Oh.
I was determined. I needed to see something.
Gibbe, though, we had. Okay, hold on.
Boy, did I.
Boy, did you. All right, here we go. Hold on. Hot seat. Gibbe had the first guy fired, Callahan.
Wow. Good job, Gibbe.
And then me and you had both had Zach Taylor.
No, he's
Well.
very well could be.
Yeah.
By the time
Funny.
First
all
pick in the
the
draft,
Bengals.
we all had New Orleans.
Okay. Well, that's not terrible.
Coach of the year. I don't know what to make of this. Coach of the year. Is there another Johnson
It's Chicago.
other than him?
That's a pretty on-brand thing. If you pick
You have
Chicago
Ben Johnson as the coach of the year, and Chicago is the bust.
that's the most Gibbe. That's unbelievable.
I had McDermott as coach of the year. You had LaFleur.
I had LaFleur. Okay.
That's unbelievable, Gibbe.
I'll get one out of the 2.
That's great.
That's what happens when I play craps.
Unbelievable. Offensive rookie of the year, I had Hampton. You had Genty. He had Travion. Offensive rookie of the year, that's an interesting one.
You had Genty. He had.
I had O'Marion Hampton, no chance.
No.
He had Genty, no chance. And
No,
you had
Bo
Travion.
had Genty.
Oh, sorry, you had Genty.
I had Genty, and you had
Travion.
Yeah.
Travion's the only one that has a chance, but I don't think so.
None
Who
of us
is
had
the
a Buka.
offensive rookie of the year right now?
It would have been a Buka if he doesn't get hurt.
And then
was
he's
up to yeah,
then
they-
he's
their
struck.
offense- their offense went
fell off a cliff.
Tyler had a chance. before he
Tyler
got hurt.
Warren.
Boy, that's a good question. I wonder who the. Let me just look it up.
I think Tyler Warren's got a chance, and then I'm going to throw something else at you. You know who's got a chance?
You're going to say Colston Loveland.
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to say
I
Colston
thought maybe you
Loveland.
were because you were all about him.
I am all about him. I actually ran into, their tight ends coaches, Gibbe, for the Bears?
Who?
Jim Dre.
Wow.
So I talked to Jim Dre. We actually talked a little Colston Loveland.
Oh, McMillan.
Tat McMillan. I think, or what about, what's Tyler Warren's numbers? Those would be the 2, and then I'm going to throw out
So right now, Travion,
Travion's the
Emeka.
favorite in Vegas.
Yeah.
Who's the favorite?
Travion.
Ooh.
Travion, Emeka, McMillan. Warren is the 4th choice. Dart's the 4th. Warren's the 5th.
All right, I'm going to give you a sleeper.
So Travion's the favorite.
I'm going to give you a sleeper right now.
It just sucks because if Quinshon, if we could have still run it, he was on a path
to be in it.
To be in the mix. And Fannon's been good too.
I'm going to give you a dark horse. You ready for it right now?
I am.
Tyler Shuck. And here's why. He's just beaten the Bucs and the Panthers in basically like playoff-style games the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Here's who they've got the last 3 games. Like, what if he ends up winning 5 in a row?
Yep.
Which is possible. I'm pretty sure they have the Jets this week. Our internet. Come on. Help me.
You're looking for Saints?
Saints schedule. Yeah. I'm still loading. Oh, here we go. Home Jets, at Titans.
Yeah.
At Falcons.
At Dirty Birds, yeah. Just will anybody notice? And if Travion's playing high leverage games for New England.
And playing well, yes.
That'll be hard. Yeah, the Bucs falling off a cliff throwing the football the second half of the year changed a lot of the perception of the first half of the season to what it ended up being.
Just shows you how long the NFL season is.
So long.
I mean, you were handing out MVPs, and now it's.
Oh yeah.
Now in Tampa, they're saying, should we even keep him?
Oh, I know. Yeah. They're gonna have to decide. Like we were there a couple years ago. I mean, that's what happens.
It's the hard part with quarterbacks who are at a certain level, but maybe not at another level.
Yes. Are they a franchise quarterback to you?
Yeah. And now the question is, would you have rather been the Andy Dalton Bengals, winning divisions, not really doing anything in the playoffs, or would you say, let's go behind another? What's the replacement? That's the other part of it.
Right. Where do you go from there? For nearly a century, the Rumpke family operated one of the nation's largest waste and recycling companies, providing top-level services to residential and commercial customers. To learn how you can help meet your sustainability goals, visit rumpke.com to learn more. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fandom with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today, get 50 back in bonus bets.
Fundum.
Fundum works too. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. We did the AFC playoff picture at the moment. It's never been this wide open. The NFC side of things, if the playoffs started this week with 3 weeks to go, the Rams are the 1 seed. They will play Seattle on Thursday. So if you're curious, the difference between those two teams who have the exact same record, it's a difference of being the 1 seed or the 5. So it's a difference of a bye and home field throughout, or going on the road in week 1, which is what would have to happen if you are the 5. So the 2 and the 7 right now is Chicago against Green Bay. Those two teams, ironically enough, play this weekend. Philly and San Francisco is the 3-6, even though San Francisco has a better record. That game would be in Philadelphia, as Philly is the division winner. Tampa Bay currently is the 4. Seattle is the 5. Detroit, Carolina, and Dallas on the outside looking in. Hard to imagine any scenario with Dallas. Carolina still could get back in the mix. They do play Tampa Bay twice over the last 3 weeks.
They win those 2 games, they're in.
They're in. And then Detroit at 8-6 on life support at the moment. How did we have the NFC?
NFC, we had, all right, I had Niners, Green Bay, Tampa, Philly, Rams, Detroit, Washington.
So the only one you didn't have that is currently out right now is Washington and Detroit.
Yep.
So you had 5.
Seattle. I didn't have Seattle, and I didn't have I had them as a playoff surprise below, but didn't have Chicago in.
Okay.
You have Niners, Green Bay, Tampa, Philly, Rams, Detroit, Chicago. You have 6.
So I got 6 of the 7
as of
right
now, and potentially 7.
Yeah.
Because Seattle's one you don't have.
I don't.
Gibbe had Rams, Green Bay, Tampa, Philly, Washington, Detroit, Seattle.
So Gibbe's got
5 currently.
Yeah, you and Gibbe aligned. Kind of
a lot of alignment.
A lot of alignment there.
So I was just doing this quick little exercise on the NFC side. Teams that I think could reasonably win their conference and the Super Bowl: Rams, Green Bay, Philly, Niners, Detroit. Even though they're not in. Even though I'm just saying, like, teams that I would have some belief in.
You could see it. So Seattle, the hang-up is Darnold, right?
I have no belief. I don't think Tampa can do it.
No.
Or Carolina.
No.
Whoever comes.
Chicago's not ready for that.
Seattle and Chicago have question marks. Like, I was very impressed with Chicago from what I saw.
Yeah.
But question marks.
No, I'm with you. I would, in what you just did, I would say, could I see the Rams, Green Bay, Philly, and San Francisco all winning it? Yes. Detroit, just because I think their ceiling is still pretty high.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with that. But those 4 for sure.
AFC.
Boy, this is tough, man.
I've got, and it's different because I don't think there's somebody that's so head and shoulders. So I basically have everybody but Pittsburgh.
If you're Detroit,
they could win the AFC.
If you're Detroit,
I can't get there with Jacksonville, but I'm
you
fine with
need
everybody
Green Bay to win on Saturday night.
Okay.
Because Green Bay beat the Lions in both. I'm sorry. Yeah, Green Bay beat Detroit in both meetings this year.
Okay.
So they need to. Their concern needs to be Chicago.
And they would. So the Lions' schedule is home for Pittsburgh, on the road in Minnesota on Christmas, home for Detroit.
Well, that's Chicago's.
No. I'm sorry, Detroit.
No, so Detroit is Pittsburgh,
home Chicago in Week 18. Is
okay. Who is in between? Pittsburgh this weekend,
Minnesota on Christmas,
and then at Chicago.
I mean, they're probably going to go 10.
That's what they need,
worst, and get in and not get in.
Detroit.
Yeah. Who are Chicago's 3 games?
And they already have 10 wins.
Stand by.
Really, Chicago just needs to win 1.
Yeah.
Win a game.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Bears schedule, home for the Packers Saturday night.
Okay.
Bears at 49ers.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Bears home for the Lions.
Bears could lose out.
Yeah, and the Lions could, especially the Bears wide receiver core.
Yeah.
They took a little beating.
The Bears could absolutely lose out, go 10-7, and
Lions
be on the outside
can get right
looking
back in.
And Detroit could easily go 10-6 and get in, win 2 out of their 3.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, that
49er
that would be a massive. That is in Chicago. That is Green Bay in Chicago Saturday night. That's as big a game as the Bears have had in a long time.
How about so the Bears-Packers is Saturday night on Fox.
Yeah.
Bears-Niners in San Francisco is Sunday night the following week.
Wow.
Prime time. Let's see what you got.
Jeez. This is, it'd be fun to be in the middle of it, but there are some amazing races here. Playoff division races here in the last couple of weeks. There's some massive games still out there. I should tell you, for nearly a century, the Rumpke family has operated one of the nation's largest waste and recycling centers, providing top-level services to residential and commercial customers. To learn how they can help you meet your sustainability goals, visit rumpke.com to learn more. One other bit of business here. Add more fun to your fandom with the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today and get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. We are back tomorrow. Thanks for listening, buddy. Cleveland